Okay, so we have a Z52 for the first time, backing up a gearing pair. Stalingrad's in the radar. Moscow providing coverage there. A Venezia, interestingly, on both teams. And Burgoyne plus Kremlin one side, Ohio plus Kremlin on the other, which would tend to put the German warriors to the longer range engagement style. Interestingly, OFFC have only taken one destroyer, so remains to be seen what's going on there. Right. Let's see how this deployment shakes out, because with only one destroyer, the reconnaissance capability that Off Course has is kind of limited. Mad Max 30 is pushing out to the southwest. Interestingly, Wolf 33, the playful in the Minotaur, is swinging out southeast. So I don't know if he's going to start playing the terrain game down in Point C and generally make a nuisance of himself there. We have a near-lewd moment between the Zau and the Stalingrad of Bordeaux and Zakhavari, but no actual collision, so we're all good. Meanwhile, down at the south side, the Germans are advancing, with Brainwolf pushing up into Point B and the gearing of Canon X running northwest towards Point C. So it looks like both teams are putting their lighter units into the more open control points. And Brainwolf in particular could be very hard to winkle out of Point B once he's in position, because remember, it's a Z52. It has a hydroacoustic search set. And if somebody does try to run into B, yeah, he's going to be tough to get rid of if he's up against the island. Meanwhile, we've got a fairly sizable force, including both of their battleships, on the German side, pushing towards Point C. Now, that's interesting. I felt sure we were going to see the battleships move for the more open terrain, but I suppose it does allow them to have plenty of blind spots for torpedoes. It does also mean that Wolf the Playful might be about to get a very, very nasty surprise. On the other hand, well, of course, are mostly looking for Point A. So, Canon X, again, similarly nasty surprise coming his way, particularly since he is going to collide with that gearing, or rather, that Summers first and foremost. Shots are starting to exchange, and Brainwolf got spotted. Now, that might have been an early radar pass. Didn't see a radar sweep go out, but he's taken some early hits in consequence, and that island's not as much cover as he thought it was. He's managed to dodge detection at the moment, though, and yeah, I think de Bordeaux popped radar on the slide once he saw the cat circle sweep. So Brainwolf tucked in. Mad Max has dropped torpedoes to try to sweep the rear of the island, and Brainwolf is advancing right into them, and we now have more shells coming in because, yeah, there's only about 300 meters in it, but Lakar SL was able to get a brief radar lock on him. And I think Sugoyo might be able to get in as well. No. Brainwolf's taking a beating, but Sugoyo does not actually have him in radar sweep. Of course, when you've got a Minotaur, a Stalingrad, a Burgoyne looking at you, that island's not nearly as safe as it used to be, but torpedoes sweep past to no effect. Then again, they don't really need to have much effect, do they? Brainwolf getting mercilessly crossfired and hammered up, and having swung back to avoid the fire from the east, he is now in active range of Sugoyo. Sugoyo's radar is up, and 52's really got nowhere to go in this situation. That Des Moines radar is going to last at least another 30 seconds, and ouch. Well, there goes the first kill of the game. So, Canon X on his own. He's managed to lock down... No, he hasn't. He got run off Point A as well. So, the Summers of Mad Max 30 takes Point A. They are one destroyer. Well, they are now parity on destroyers, thanks to Brainwolf going down. So, they are effectively one cruiser up, as paradoxical as that may sound. Right, so interesting situation for Off Course at this point. You'd think at this point they would just try to shove through the south of Point A, come down the 2-3 line and get in. They're not really doing that, though. Off Course, Mad Max 30 has actually swung north and could potentially turn starboard and make a southeasterly run, they're quite content to just let Canon, Zaratos, and Loza Pierre sit out on that flank and watch for a charge that is never going to come, most likely. I mean, even the Kremlin of Lazy Mail has taken the southeasterly route. So I wonder how long it's going to take GWJC to realise that there is little or nothing going to come out the south side of A. Point B, however, well, let's face it, nobody's got a unit that really wants to try to go into point B, and anything that does is going to explode rapidly. Although the border is thinking about it, but oh, don't do it, man, don't do it. Do they know about the Kremlin, I wonder? You'd think they would. You'd think they know that there's a Kremlin there because, well, Wolf 33's got line of sight, and Kremlin's not a stealthy boat. Okay, now they definitely know. Sugoya's going to have seen it, and I think Bodor has thought better of it and has, yep, he's stopped his engines. He's not going to sail out a corner broadside in front of an angry Kremlin. He has survival instincts. He would like to at least live the next 3 minutes. So Lindemann takes some high explosive fire on the flank, returns the favour, but it's relatively long distance. And I think the Germans have realised that there's going to be relatively little coming to the south side of A, and they've redeployed. At which point, of course, there suddenly is now something coming out for the south side of A, because Vasca 81 and Zehravi and Mad Max have all turned southwest instead and basically played a heads I win, tails you lose kind of game. Vasca taking some AP shells from Loza Pierre. Loza can, of course, deploy his radar in this situation, and I think is doing so. However, that's a Venezia. He is not hanging about to be shot at. He's stood on the rudder and is using the engine smoke to cover his exit as best he can. Sea Mine's running out to dislodge Loza. Remember, Italian torps may be slow, but they do have the range. So they're very good at winkling out bow-on campers in that fashion. Meanwhile, let's see, Lindemann is still anchoring at point B, but again, nobody wants to be the first into no man's land right now, not when there's a Kremlin on either side of point B. So it's pretty much going to come to who burns first in that side, although Obsidian Fury's peeped out and is having a look. He might be giving too much angle there. He's backing up. Is Lazy Mail? No, Lazy Mail is focusing on something else. In fact, Ohio delenda est, ladies and gentlemen. Ohio delenda est. In good time. And in fact, wow, normally you would expect to see a team on the attack stopping at the control point and securing it, but Volgas has just slammed straight through, shoved Wolf and Iterios right up against the map border and left them with basically nowhere to go, while the gearing of Canon X is just quietly capping in the background. Of course, he better get a move on because he's got a 260-point deficit to make back. Okay, so Obsidian Fury starts to move, Lindemann starts to move, and if they can get across this channel, then they effectively take Soggy and Dobdor out of the game. But Mad Max is closing, and judging by that turn, he's looking for torpedoes. Okay, point C goes. One control point each. Point B in contention. Mad Max pulled the trigger briefly. Don't know if that was a smart thing to do because he's just blown his position. Interestingly, Lindemann takes a long shot at Laka rather than blind firing into the Mad Max's smoke in an effort to disrupt. And wow, okay, Ohio has been eliminated. The Burgoyne got him. Terios just managed to get enough lateral spacing. I suspect that Volgas turned starboard to get all 8 guns into play and maybe try to kill the Minotaur, but it did not work out for him. And simultaneously, Obsidian Fury was trying to cross that channel but did not pull it off. He goes down. So all of a sudden, the Germans are down 2 boats and 500 points. We are 4 minutes away from capping out. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Lindemann making the turn, but he's suddenly got little or no support here as he tries to turn in and get the pointy end towards Yemi. But if he does that, the Des Moines on his flank, and at that kind of range, even 8-inch AP can do nasty, nasty things if it hits the right spot. Of course, Lindemann knows this. He's turning to get his 18-inch guns on target to Sogio. I don't know which one's going to win. Sogio is so close, he might be able to turn inside the turrets. And in order to avoid that, Lindemann is turning starboard and opening up, but Sogio gets the kill and just swarms him down. Oh, ow, ow, ouch. That was not nice for the poor Kremlin of Lindemann. And now it's Canonex's turn. Radar goes up from Sogio. He is spotted. And Liud. However, 2 radar cruisers, one of them an auto-loading Des Moines, the other a Stalingrad. Life's not good for a Gearing right about now. He's even got flanking fire coming in from the Burgoyne off to the right. So who's going to get the kill? Well, the answer is, I don't know, because actually Loser Pierre has just gone down to the southwest, getting beaten to a pulp by the Zau and the Venezia of Ziveri and Vasak 81. 5,000 left. Second radar rolls into play. There is going to be no mercy, little quarter, and not much of a destroy left either. Canonex goes down. 45 seconds left until, of course, score out. And at this point, there really isn't a great deal that the German warriors can do about it. But the Zaratos's Venezia trying to break for cover, but with so many of his teammates gone, it's really just a question of, well, why even bother shot calling? There's only one thing left to shoot at. Oh dear, 4008, 19 seconds. He drops his engine smoke. Well, I suppose he might survive. That's something, right? Except that, well, yeah, he survived. His mate in the Stalingrad didn't. Gratz, of course, for an absolutely emphatic win. That was short and brutal. They didn't even lose a boat. Ouch. Been a while since we saw somebody got tabled in this tournament, but it just happened.